What's up, core reporters, and welcome back to my channel. Jonas Brothers singer Joe Jonas has actually just scored a pretty big victory in the child abduction lawsuit that his estranged wife, Sophie Turner, filed against him. Just as a refresher, Joe and Sophie are divorcing. It seems like Joe had been briefing the press against her for a while, and she got fed up and she decided to drop a bomb, which is that allegedly the two of them had decided that they wanted to raise their two daughters in the UK and not in the United States. She claims that the reason that they sold their Miami home was explicitly for them to purchase in the UK and live there together as a family. But then Joe backed out all of a sudden after all of the arrangements had been made and he started bad mouthing her in the press, essentially, right? So she's claiming that these children have essentially been abducted from the UK, where they never really lived full time, right? These are American born children who grew up in the Americas. And so now a judge presiding over the case has handed down a ruling that favors Joe Jonas. Basically, this is a temporary custody order, okay? So it's not something that is set in stone. It's just to say that as of right now, the children are legally obligated to stay in the US, but more specifically, New York. So there you go. Neither Joe nor Sophie can take the children out of New York without the other's consent. So let's read what this thing actually says verbatim together, shall we? Um, Interim consent order between Sophie Belinda Turner and Joseph Adam Jonas. The Convention on the Civil Aspects of International Child Abduction, done at The Hague on October 25th, 1980, International Child Abduction Remedies Act. Okay, so they're just citing an act here. Now, the official statement says, before the court is the verified petition of return of children to England, filed by the petitioner, Sophie Belinda Turner, the mother, the responsive pleading of the respondent, Joseph Adam Jonas, the father, is not yet due. This interim consent order makes no determination on the merits of the petition or on either party's respective claims and defenses, and is entered without prejudice to either party's position. Upon the consent of both parties, as indicated by the signature of their respective counsel below, it is ordered that the mother and father are prohibited from removing their two children, WRJ, so we know it's Willa something Jonas, born in 2020, and DMJ, the child that we don't know what her name is, or causing the children to be removed from the jurisdiction of the United States District Courts for the Southern and Eastern Districts of New York, pending further order of this court. So now it actually seems like neither of them are allowed to move the children, even with the consent of the other, right? It just says that they are not to be removed from the jurisdiction of the United States District Courts. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Nothing out of New York. So it seems like, in my opinion, for now, Joe has the upper hand because this is an order for the children to temporarily remain within the United States. And I think that that recognizes, in some capacity at the very least, that the children's home base is in the United States. I think that Sophie is in for a very uphill battle when it comes to trying to prove that these American born and raised children have been abducted from the UK. And this order, to me, just kind of proves that already, the direction in which this case is going to be headed. But I digress. Maybe it could mean something else. Maybe it could mean, oh, they were abducted from England, but seeing as they're now in the US, we might as well handle this here. It's not exactly set in stone. I'm not a lawyer, so I will have to contact one of my lawyer friends to hop on to this channel and give us some more details on it all. But just wanted to share with you what that meant for the time being. Guys, what do you think about this order? What do you think it means for the case between Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner? Do you think that Sophie is ultimately going to be able to win this child abduction case and have the children be raised in the UK? Or do you think it's more likely that Joe will win and have the children raised within the United States of America? Make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.